All right, let's do this shit.
Rock and roll.
Oh, hello there. Welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. How's everyone doing? I'm Ranger J 1999, and welcome to the fun and festivities that is the lunch stream. Glad to have you all here for your lunch stream, so you can sit back, listen to us talk about, well, whatever we talk about, whether it's Galaxy Heroes or whatever we get into. Not Arena. They want people like, they're going to be Infinity Ranger round 2? No, that's not how this works. Damn it.
Well, it may be.
Oh, okay. All right, pick something that'll make me angry, Finn.
Porgs are better than Reddit.
You son of a bitch. But glad to have you guys here. Appreciate your support. Joining me, of course, is Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, and Grim. What's going on, guys?
Howdy.
Hey, how's it going? Oh,
it's gone.
it's going. Another day, another dollar. Chewy. But welcome. Hope everyone's having a good territory battles. We got the dark side territory battles going. We got little events here and there going. I think everybody's getting ready for the Thrawn event. So if you're new to the lunch stream, welcome. If you have a question, go ahead and throw it in there. Dr. Finn will scoop it up. We'll do a roster review here in a few minutes. I'm getting down the wire stuff to farm, so I thought I'd leave it up to the folks in the chat to decide. I'm going to farm somebody for, I'm going to let them pick, Finn. I'm going to let them pick. Should I do Geonosian Spy first or Imperial Super Pooper Commander as my next farm?
I'm voting Super Commander.
You're going Super Commander. Okay, Finn's going Super Commander.
His ship with Gar Saxon, the Gauntlet, is actually pretty decent.
So. Yeah, I've already got Gar Saxon done. Now, both their ships are already 85, maxed out everything. It's just a matter of getting these two characters up. Should I finish Imperial Super Pooper or Geonosian the Spy Who Loved Me?
It's my vote.
So
I'd vote for the Super Trooper as well. The Gauntlet Starfighter is really nice.
Super Pooper is coming in right now.
Okay,
we have 3 for Super Pooper.
3 for Super Pooper, okay.
Well, 4 if you include me, 5 if you include Grim. So.
Okay, so 5 for the Super Pooper.
Looks like Super Pooper is in the lead.
Okay. So I figured that'd be something, I can do, because the only last 2 are guys, so I figured, well, let's let the fans decide. It looks like, people are going for, the thing works, he's a Power Ranger. Yeah, it looks like everyone's saying Super Pooper Duper. Give it a couple, see if there's any more votes. Super.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think it's Super Trooper.
Yeah.
I think the Super Pooper wins, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid that's science, fan.
It's a landslide victory. Poor Geonosian Spy.
He'll be the last to come.
It's a spy that nobody loves.
Yeah, I know. As you know, what can you do? I mean, what do I need here for Gear 8? Oh, not those. Oh, man. MK5. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start farming him right now. I thought, you know what? I'll let the fans pick Finn. Now, when I go in, I go out and all the way. I'll do a couple of refreshes, and we'll see what we get. I think his drop rate's going to suck, but let's look. Not bad. 8. Let's see if I go lower, what it would get. This is average out of 4. 1 out of 4. Okay. So, we have begun the Super Pooper Trooper farm. So, because I have nothing left in GW, I have nothing left in Cantina. I've pretty much got the guild store done other than Gamorrean Guard. It's like, me?
Vito Anto is this. We have a lone vote for Geospy.
Oh.
But it's like the vote that you put in just because you know it's not going to win it.
That's right.
Don't get me wrong, I actually like Geospy. I think the fact that he's stealth and everything and under a new gun ray, he's actually pretty nifty to kind of play around with. But I think the ship of neither character is really all that great in my opinion, and the Gauntlet's actually a decent ship. So
yeah,
that's why I went Imperial Super.
Well, I think the Geospy wouldn't be so bad if the AI didn't use it so poorly.
AI uses everything poorly. That's why they put the buffs on there.
Yeah, is what it is. So,
we have some questions here. Grim, I put the GG page of the person we're doing the roster review for in our Skype. So if you want to see it once we get started here. Just some of the questions.
Yeah, I'm looking over it right now.
So Scooby, question, why is it when I miss streams the arguments flow?
I don't know.
So it's interesting. Grande pointed it out yesterday. Normally it's like me and Grande disagreeing, but yesterday Grande and I were on the same page and you were on the opposite one. That actually doesn't happen too often.
That's right.
So it happens.
It does happen.
That's why we're all different.
Yeah,
question from Luke.
We all got along and like, oh, you're great, Finn. Oh, you're great, Ranger. No, you're great, Grande. You're all great.
So Luke Thyrocker.
I love you, man.
Question, awesome. What do I need to make Imperial Probe Droid? I'll have tomorrow ready to blow a hole in a TW wall.
What do you need? You need him at Gear 9.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at him.
I mean, my thoughts were you put him at Gear 9 and you surround. If your goal, right, is just to kill a character, which I think a lot of people are doing, I think it's a pretty decent strategy. If you're facing a hard team and you know that one character is kind of a linchpin character, you take your Imperial Probe Droid in there and you just kill it rather than wasting like 8 different attacks and a bunch of different characters.
Right.
You need to protect your Imperial Probe Droid, but you also need to get it so it'll survive long enough to get the support. So I think, personally, Imperial Probe Droid, you need to make sure he is geared.
Right.
Because he needs to be able to survive attacks.
He's got to be at least Gear 9. Because
I would say he's Gear 9. And the other thing is you need him to be below 100% health, right? So I think a perfect complement to Imperial Probe Droid for Territory Wars is Royal Guard. Because as soon as he goes too low, Royal Guard's going to taunt, and now you have protection on your Imperial Probe Droid from any single attack. So off-turn taunter like Imperial Probe Droid, I think is good. And then any other taunters, essentially, that you can use in order to keep aggro off of Imperial Probe Droid. First one that I can think of is actually Sunfac, because he dispels with his basic. So now you're not just limited to the taunting character to use your Imperial Probe Droid on, but now if Imperial Probe Droid hits somebody with his basic, he's going to dispel that taunt, and then you can go ahead and kill other characters. So I think Imperial Probe Droid with Royal Guard and Sun Fac would be the core. Then whatever other characters you want to maybe go along with it. You could put in a Geonosian soldier in there, for example, in order to try and get some damage in. So it's not just a fully reliant Imperial Probe Droid. And who else could you put in there? Maybe, let's see. Let's go with a Poggle for a lead with the Geonosians. So I'm going to go with that as a potential team because they are otherwise not utilized anywhere else, and it ends up being a Imperial Probe Droid sacrifice team. So it's a Poggle lead with a Geonosian soldier, a Sunfac, a Royal Guard, and an Imperial Probe Droid. That would be my answer.
Right.
That could work.
It's a very single-focused
science.
You could use Palpatine, but the reason I didn't include Palpatine is because a lot of people are putting Palpatine on defense.
Oh, yeah.
So if Palpatine's on defense, you won't be able to put him on a team with Imperial Probe Droid for offense in Territory War. Palpatine is definitely the best one because he just does his health steal, and then then it's just done. But because he's on defense, that's why I did not include him in my group. I'm trying to find other characters that people will ones that do have Imperial Probe Droids. So these are guilds that have people that have worked on Imperial Troopers and have been able to get it. So you're kind of farther along. I think most people will have a Poggle, a Geonosian soldier, a Sunfac, maybe not super geared, but geared enough to that it's going to be viable, and then a Royal Guard and Imperial Probe Droid.
Right.
Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend using IPD on an Emperor Palpatine team as well, simply because the AI uses it incorrectly, and it actually will be detrimental to a Palp-led squad.
Right.
Because as soon as Palp heals himself, the probe droid blows himself up, and even if you win, you'll be down a character for your defense again.
Yeah.
That's science.
Okay. Next one isn't really a question, but it's a statement. It's from one of our VIPs and our sponsors, Dylar Twilight Tactics.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, he was thinking about quitting the game earlier, and we told him not to quit and just to take a step down. So I do have some good news, and it makes me happy, and I think it'll make you happy as well, Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Dylar posted that he didn't quit altogether. He just joined a 57 million casual guild that doesn't mind if he goes AFK here and there. So if he doesn't go MIA. So it looks like he's still playing in a much more casual role, which I think is the better thing to do, especially with how much you invest in the game and everything at this point. So
absolutely,
I'm very glad that you're still playing, Dylar. Question from Keyboard the Planet Eater, and then we'll jump to the roster review, and then we'll pick up questions again. So, Keyboard's question: what Zeta should I go for? I have Finn, Double R2, Qui-Gon Jinn Leader, Zaris, Veers, Yoda, and someone else. Question. So, are those the ones that you're debating between, Keyboard, or those are the ones you have in terms of characters that you could Zeta?
It's a good question. I mean, if those are ones she
I don't
has
see Emperor
already...
Palpatine out there, so that would be my first instinct. But
I didn't hear any Luke either.
Yeah, I didn't see CLS, but I would still go Emperor Palpatine instead of Luke, because It Binds All Things is good, but Emperor Palpatine's leader is what makes an entire team. Like, you can do a CLS team without any of his Zetas and still put him on with R2 and OG Han. It's not as good, but it still works. Emperor Palpatine lead team without his Zeta is, like, it's total crap. I don't know. My first instinct would be Emperor Palpatine if you have it, but just, I don't know if you can clarify a little bit, Keyboard. Are those characters that you listed, are those the Zetas that you have? Okay, so she said those are the ones that she's done already. So she's done Finn, both R2s. Okay. So she's done Veers, Barriss. Yeah, my first instinct would be Emperor Palpatine. What about you, Grim?
I agree. Emperor Palpatine, I mean, that will just add a new aspect to your game, because then you'll have access to that team, which does amazing in Territory Wars. It's really good in Arena. It'll take you through pretty much anything dark side related without, even a scratch. So yeah, it rocks and rolls. I think it'll be a nice addition for her.
All right.
What about you, Ranger? Still thinking CLS or for Palpatine?
No, I'd go Palpatine. I mean,
well, there you go.
But I don't know if she's
Unlike
focused on dark side.
An agree.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know what she's, does she have the dark side team for Emperor Palpatine? Does she have more rebels? But
that's true. We would need to see the status of all of her characters for sure.
But yeah, I could see Palps being one that you do. We got an Algae Dumpling and a Lucy Goosey Caboosey sighting.
Yes, we do. Hi there, Goosey, Lucy Caboosey, and Algae Dumpling. We also have Silverbolt, Mike, who I added to the call. I don't think he
I was looking. Yeah, I saw you did that.
So, Mike, you can join us if you want. You can bring along Sweary Daughter, too.
Yeah. Oh, Algae says, I'm slowly recovering from a tangle with strep throat. Ah!
Well, I am glad you are recovering. All right. Shall we jump to the roster review, Ranger?
Yes.
Once you finish.
I did the first battle. I can go back and do it afterwards. All right. So we're doing Jaden Krell's profile.
Yes. Who is on Discord as 80 Grade Screwball.
Okay.
So he is a 2.8 million GP. Averages 57 in Arena. And I was asking him about that, so we had a little bit of an idea about what he wanted. So what he's looking for in the roster review with Arena, He work schedule sometimes gets in the day for his arena, so he works double shifts. So time is an issue for him with regards to arena, so that's part of the reason why he's not climbing higher. But he says that when he can, there are a lot of Emperor Palpatine and Rey Jedi training teams that he can struggle with. He has reached in the top 20 before, but then he has also fallen down to rank 100. So he's looking for any advice we can give him on his team, and he has a Jedi Training Rey team.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
He also looks like he had an Emperor Palpatine team that he used at one point as well, but it went down to rank 80, which may be why he switched away from it. So he's just looking for any advice we can give him with regards to arena. That's one point. Second thing is he wanted a review of his mods just to see what he's doing there. And third would be any way he could prepare for the Sith raid. So those are the three things.
All right, so it's more of a time crunch thingy.
And a little bit of struggling, but I mean, he's 57, so he's not in awful shape.
No.
So he's right in the range. So it's probably just little things that he needs to work on.
Guten Abend.
Oh my God, there it is. There's Mike.
Sorry, I upgraded my phone earlier, latest software, and I didn't realize it signs me out of everything.
Right.
Oh, and let me just give a shout out really quick to Ed Skewed, who wrote, "Finally managed to catch one of these lives." Welcome, Ed.
Well, welcome, Ed. Glad to have you aboard, partner. And my phone is being stupid. Hold on. Just keep talking, Finn. My phone's... Give me a second here.
All right. So his team is Jedi Training Rey, R2, BB-8, Thrawn, and General Kenobi. He also runs an Emperor Palpatine, Thrawn, Vader, Darth Nihilus, and General Kenobi that he had one time and then seemed to kind of switch away. One thing that's very useful right now in the current meta is the ability to kind of switch between teams.
Right.
I'm not sure if these are the two teams you would want to switch. Jedi Training Rey works against Emperor Palpatine, but a Rex team works a little bit better.
Well, I think she can have her, or he can have his JTR team face JTR teams. I would sub out Thrawn on offense for OG Han. Because... So,
I want to see his whole roster. Because
well, yeah, I'm just saying...
Yeah, so I'm in a similar situation, right? But I run 3 teams in Arena.
Yeah.
And I run Night Sisters, an Emperor Palpatine team, and a Rex team. So, and I switch between them a lot. So modding each of those, that's why I want to see where all of his characters are, and I'm going to his roster right now to look.
His EP team, I can tell him why he dropped so far.
Go for it, Grim.
I mean, Nihilus and DK, while yes, they're really good characters, they don't work too well under an EP lead. He's got a Gear 12 Sith Trooper and a Gear 12 Stark.
What?
If you put Stark and Trooper in there, you'll rock and roll with that team.
I'm fine with Nihilus being in there.
He also has a Gear 11 Zeta Scion.
Hey, Scion would work too.
Yeah, Scion works.
I didn't even see that, but now that you're mentioning it, I'm like, let me see what other Sith characters he has, and he has a Gear 11, a Gear 10 4-star Scion with a Zeta.
But like Stark will make your Vader and EP do insane damage. You know, 30k plus on EP's basic, and you know, easily 100k plus on like a very, very weak debuffed Culling Blade. So, you know, he makes that team hit really freaking hard.
Yeah.
Mods.
Yeah, so I think it has to be mods. I think I would switch to Nihilus and Scion just go with Emperor Palpatine personally. But I want to see what his mods are. Because if his Vader isn't fast enough, like if he doesn't have the mods to go fast enough with his Vader, he's also going to need a backup like Rex team or something in order to counter the Emperor Palpatine team.
It's mods. It's straight up mods. I'm looking at Vader, 187 speed.
Well, his Vader is probably slow right now because he's using Jedi Training Rey, remember?
Well, that's true.
So his mods are probably on Jedi Training Rey. But let's look at his BB-8, because his BB-8 is the one that we're going to assume is his fastest character, right? So his BB-8 is at 259 plus 81
perfect.
Speed. Really? I was going to say that's too slow.
No, that's about...
With where his roster is, I think he can get much
faster. I mean, that's totally fine. Mine's at I think mine's 257, 258, and it's not a problem. But I think for the Jedi Training Raid team, where's his OG Han at? That's what I want to look at, because if you can put an OG Han in there, that makes the world of difference. I mean, Thrawn's a good character, but OG Han on the Jedi Training Raid team, I mean, it's disgusting.
There's no way.
He goes first.
He's got the bayonet on him.
He's got the bayonet on him?
Yeah, let's see here. Does he have the Zeta? Looks like he has the Zeta too.
Yeah, I would switch out OG Han and Thrawn. That's just going to make a huge difference. I mean, you go off and basically you're facing another Jedi.
Does it work on defense?
It's okay on defense, right? Because you can't control where Han shoots. If you want to put Thrawn on defense, you can. But on offense, I'd definitely run your OG Han on offense, because he's going to shoot first. You stun somebody off the back, and he's going to get protected because you've got General Kenobi and R2 doing their thing. I mean, it just lays scunion to teams. It's just a better piece.
Let's discuss two things then. So we have two possibilities for him, right? One is a Jedi Training Raid team where we substitute Thrawn for OG Han.
Right.
And the other option is to switch to an Emperor Palpatine with Vader, Thrawn, Nihilus, and Sion.
I like the Emperor Palpatine lead myself more, because you can face JTR teams.
Yeah, the Nightmare team.
Yeah, you've got the pieces. Why not do it? Take all your good mods. Vader's got to be just super OG fast.
All right.
So go ahead, Finn.
Let's go with that. Let's go down that direction and see how well he can mod his characters. I think that will be the next step to see whether or not he does need a team that uses OG Han in order to counter like fast Vader teams. The fact that he has Sion with Nihilus will help him, because if the other Vader is faster, he's going to do the AoE and just feed turn meter, and Nihilus will be able to slow it a little bit. So, looking at his mods, right?
Where's the speed? Show me the speed.
All right, so I'm just looking at, so if you go to the mods and you click on the filters and just click speed secondaries alone, so we're not going to go into any specifics right now, just his speed secondaries. So he has a plus 20 triangle that's currently on BB-8, which is fine because he's running Jedi Training Raid, but then he has a plus 20 on a Sion, which isn't on
I'd swap that plus 20 that's on Sion with Vader's one.
Right, Sion
doesn't need speed.
Well, I think we're about to remod everything. So I think we're going to be at the point where he's remodding a lot of these things, because I'm just looking and a lot of his mods are kind of scattered. So he has like a plus 16 on Chief Nebbit. It's a plus 16 on Hera.
Yeah.
The 17 on Jedi Training Rey I don't mind, because it's a critical damage set. So it's fine there. So we'll do it again here. I'll do it a little bit quicker this time, just to kind of go through how you speed up a character. So if you are looking to get as fast a character as possible, you have to go through the mod filters on your GG page, and you're going to do it in two different steps. The first thing is you're going to look at all the mods with a speed secondary with the speed set. And then you're going to look for all the speed secondaries and the speed primary on the arrows with all your non-speed sets. So you're separating it into speed and non-speed set. And you want to see how much speed you are losing from your max with your speed set compared to if you use the non-speed set. Sometimes you are better off not using any speed sets despite the 10%, because using your non-speed set mods actually provide you more total speed. Okay, so you're going to be looking at those two things. I reviewed it in other videos. If you guys want, I can describe it to you more in Discord. I'm going to run through it really quickly on his character sheet here. So I don't know if Ranger you're going to keep up or not. But his fastest square speed set is a 14. That's on CLS.
Yeah, I saw that already. I popped it up. I'm just looking at overall speed and where it's
his fastest diamond is, once it loads, is a 9. That's on R2. His fastest triangle is a 14. That's on Thrawn. is fastest circle with the speed set. So I'm looking just at speed sets right now. As it loads, is a 12 that's on Emperor Palpatine. His fastest cross mod with the speed set is a 15 that's on CLS. And then let me see if he has any speed primary arrows with the speed set. And he does. Good. He has a good number of them. So we'll be using the speed arrow from one of the characters. And now we'll look at his non-speed sets. So looking at his square mods with his speed secondaries, he has a 15 on Jedi Knight Anakin. He has in the diamond slot. And at the end, 80 grade Screwball, I'll tell you where these mods are and what your speed should be. Jedi Training Rey has a plus 17, but it's a crit damage set, so I want to save that for another character. So I'm looking at Hera 16 as his next fastest non-speed set. Looking at his triangle, his fastest is a 20 on BB-8. His fastest on Scion, and his fastest cross mod is a 15 on Hermit Yoda. Okay, so if I compare all of his mods, he will, let's see, -7.
Make sure to carry the 3.
8 and 0. Okay, so he's actually really, really close. So with his mods, right, his mods and his non-speed secondaries are really, really high. He is best with a speed set on his square, his arrow, his triangle, and his cross mod. So that means his diamond and his circle ends up being better with non-speed sets. With that, his total that you're losing as a result of putting those 4 speed mod sets over his fastest non-speed set is 7 speed. We are putting this on Vader, who's, I believe, let me check his roster itself.
It was like 180 something.
120 something, but I'm going to check his exact one in case he doesn't have it fully maxed. So he has plus 54 speed on 187. So 187 minus 54, 133. So the 10% speed bonus actually gives him 13. So despite losing 7 speed from the secondaries by using his speed set, he'll actually gain 13 speed by using the speed set, which gives him a net gain of 6 speed. So overall, his best way to mod his Vader to get him as fast as possible would be to use the plus 14 speed from CLS, a plus 30 arrow from any character that he wants. Any character that has a speed arrow, because he has a bunch of plus 30 speed arrows. You can find one that has potency secondary or something like that. Then you can go to your triangle. Your best triangle is your plus 14 that's on Thrawn.
Right.
You can use your plus 15 that's on CLS. You can use your plus 16 speed that's on Hera. This is a non-speed set. So plus 16 diamond off of Hera. And your plus 20 circle mod off of Scion. Plus the 13 speed that you get. So your Vader, as a result of that modding, would go from, let me see, minus 54. So it goes from a base of 133 to 14, 30, 16, 14, 20, and 15. Your Vader would have a speed of 255 after mods. So you would have a really, really fast Vader. Then, in addition to that, we could look at your secondary mods, but that's what you would essentially do that same process, and then exclude the mods that you have on Vader.
Right.
So you would have a 255 mod with Vader. Then you would look next for Thrawn, try to get him as fast as possible.
Yep.
I would actually say if you're using Scion, make Nihilus your 3rd fastest, because then you get the speed increase with Scion when the opposing Vader does an AoE, which means that gap that you're trying to fill in order to get full turn meter bar is shorter. Otherwise, it's Emperor Palpatine, but I don't know if you guys disagree. I think that it is better from
No, I think. Oh yeah, Thrawn,
Freeze
absolutely.
Scion.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Thrawn could speed up. He could fracture somebody. I mean, fast as he is, yeah. I mean, you can speed up your Nihilus and have him do this thing after Vader, and you're like, win.
Yep. So order speed for that.
Like win.
Vader, Thrawn, Nihilus, Emperor Palpatine, and then Scion. You can do Scion. You can. So Scion, I know Grim, you're right. He doesn't have to be fast. It helps if he's fast though, because if you're fast enough to dispel before he can do it, like if you're facing like a Rex team that stuns your Vader, the faster your Scion is, the faster he dispels that tenacity up. So if your Scion can get sped up pretty well and go before Thrawn can cause mayhem, it actually works out really nicely. But yeah, it's not necessary, but that's why he's kind of 5th on the list. And Daniel, either Roche or Roche, asks, does the 10 speed come from just the base speed of the character? Yes. It does not include any of the secondary mods that you are applying. It applies only to the base of the character.
Yeah, if it added to the total, or if it was based off the total, that would...
oh, God.
Oof.
That would be epic.
That would be scary. That's what that would be. My TIE fighter pilot has 470 speed.
It's actually... Okay, so actually, it's not just the base speed. It's the base speed minus the speed that's on the current gear level. So, sorry. There's something in my throat. It's a little weird. So if you have an item that gives you like +6 speed or something like that on the current gear level, that one will not be included actually. So you'll miss out on 10% of 6. So you may miss out on 1 speed or something, but it's just easiest just to look at the base. And his Vader is gear 12. I don't think his gear, if I remember correctly, Vader doesn't have any gear 12 speed bonuses. So
no.
Yeah, so it should be, so his will just be the base if you look at it. But it's all the calculations for that kind of stuff, like health and defense and all of those are based on the base minus whatever is bonused at the current gear level.
And Jaden, if you really want a really in-depth mod review, just have Ground to say your name wrong and you can get one for free.
That's true.
Okay, is that all he...
Ouchie. She loves the sound of me calculating speed, so...
I know. Dr. Finn, the mad scientist, doing his thing.
But yeah, so if you go through that process, and I talked to 80 grade Screwball earlier, so if you want to remod your characters, you go through that process. You can also then use the exclude squads feature on GG. So if you guys haven't used that, you have the option to create squads on the GG page. Some people use that in order to track different squads that they're running, which is fine. If you do that, though, you cannot use it in order to help filter mods. So what I have done is I am currently in the process of remodding my whole roster. I have remodded like 32 or 33 characters at this point. I emptied out my squads completely. And every time that I remodded a character and they were done, I created a squad, if there wasn't already one open, and added the character that I remodded. When you go to the mod screen and you go to filters, in the bottom left, there is an exclude squads feature. That will exclude any character that is included on a squad in your squad screen. So by putting that character in there, and if you updated your GG page to include whatever mods you had just moved to your new character, those mods will not show up on your list. So you will automatically know which are your best mods that are still available. So if you guys are doing any kind of remodding on a large scale like I'm doing, or even on a little scale like this, so you don't need to track which ones you just moved to Emperor Palpatine or which ones you just moved to Vader, that it's a really helpful feature. I don't think a lot of people know about it yet, but as you probably can tell, Grande and I are probably really obsessed about mods more than most people. Mm-hmm. So I've explored a lot of the GG stuff, and that system really helps me to remod everything. So just something to consider if you guys are looking at that. You obviously need a lot of mods in order to make it worthwhile. I had farm mods for almost like 2 months straight, and I had a bunch of double digits mods. Unfortunately, none greater than 16. So it makes me jealous that he has that our roster review is with somebody that has 2 + 20 mods and a +19. It kind of makes me cry a little bit. But once you have a lot of mods and you're trying to mod up a bunch of different characters, exclude squads feature is a major help. So take advantage of it. GG has done a really good job about setting up mod management. I know a lot of people have asked for it in game. I personally do not think that there is going to be anything in game they can provide that is better than what GG has right now.
Right.
They're much more adept, I think, to what the players need and what they're looking for. Even the more hardcore modders like myself that try to do these kind of things, they have features in there. Just takes a little exploring and getting used to in terms of what you need to do with it. So take a look at it, and I think it'll help you guys as well.
All right. So that is.
It also helps to put yourself in the mindset of Grande.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually a healthy thing.
No, you just end up chasing chickens with a jacket.
Also, you'd end up looking at, like, going on to GG and looking at your mods.
You go to a dark place.
Yeah, I know, that was still my favorite. You just open. Oh my god.
Oh, the funniest thing was when he did Tits' roster mod thing.
Oh yeah.
That night after we had done like just hours of streams, and then she was being all mousy, and all of a sudden we get in there, and I started looking at her. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then Bronny's like, "What the? Oh my god!"
Grande wigged out.
It's like, "No, sorry."
It was
you know what made me a little
were
bit
just
sad,
cracking
though, when I heard
up, man.
about
We
it
were
next
cracking
day?
up. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, you guys did it at night, so I had gone to bed, and I heard about that the next day, and I was like, "Oh no, what happened?" Because it was more than a month, I think, at that time. I had helped Tits remod her roster, her arena team beforehand, and I was like, "Oh my god, I know I didn't do anything wrong." And then Tits was like, "Yeah, I started moving mods around." I was like, "Oh, okay, good, it's not me."
It's so funny. Just going, what is this? What are you doing here? Why is this here? Oh my god!
A word to the wise people: don't remod under the influence.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
You will wake up
Zeta.
sell all your mods.
Weird squads.
Or Zeta under the influence. You might Zeta first order TIE pilot.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I already did that one.
All right, let's get back to some questions. I think that's
All right.
Bodie Rook.
Roster
So
if you have more
I think we have a
questions,
good question here to lead into the question. Question is from Mr. Punny Pinch. Mr. Penny Pinch asks, approximately how many times do you think Grande was dropped on his head as a baby?
You know, well, I don't think we'll ever know how many times, but I think it's been a lot.
Didn't his dad use him as a basketball for a season or something?
Grande. I love that dude. The dude is awesome. All right. So next question is from Ed Skewed, who was able to join today, and I got his question in. So his question is, should I keep holding out for Night Sisters to go free to play, or bite the bullet and move to the Sith for Arena?
Boy.
Sith.
Yeah, Sith. I mean, the only reason I'm working on Night Sisters now, and I just zated Saj's lead, and I'm starting to work on them extensively, is because I'm at that point. But I'm finishing up my Sith to Gear 12. I'm finishing up Kylo Ren and Mass first. I'm just going down the list, but then Palpatine and Vader and the rest are going. They're going Gear 12. I mean, it's happening, and it just I'm going to remod, and I'm sure I can get my Vader even sicker than what we just said right now. But I mean, I love my JTR team. It's fun. I'll keep it as is, but it's really just they're the meta right now, and I've been focusing on other things. So I've just been kind of using my Rex and JTR teams just to kind of climb. Not that I've really cared about Arena as much as I used to. I used to really be like, I got to be in the rotation and get top 5 and everything. And now I'm just like, a top 10, top 20. I don't care. Because if I really wanted to, I could just push both ships and that. But I'm like, I'm in a place where it's like, okay, I'm just farming characters and I'm farming gear, and I don't need a huge amount of crystals to do that. I mean, it's nice once in a while, but I mean, it's not a priority. But everybody's different in where they're at, right? So goddamn.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's not worth stressing about.
No.
You know, it's a video game. Don't stress about it.
No, I don't stress about it. I really don't. You know. So, but yeah, Sith. If you can work on the Sith, they're just great overall too. I mean, the more dark side territory battles, I've got so much leeway now with my First Order team, and if I get my Night Sisters going, other than Mother Talzin, she's 5 away from 5 stars, so you know I'm gonna have her here. Once she comes free to play, I'm hoping tomorrow, or if not, then I'll just keep doing the event. She'll be 5 stars, and you know maybe I start. Like if I was going to do Mother Talzin hardcore, if I really wanted to, then I would start taking top 5 in both ships in there, and then just use the crystals to get Mother Talzin, right? Just use the crystals that way, because that's the only place you can really get her at. So, but you have to kind of assess your roster in different stages and what you're working on. But yeah, Sith to me sounds fine.
Yeah, the other problem is I know Night Sisters are an easy counter to Jedi training raid teams, but their usefulness has died quite a bit. I mean, I like Sith Zombie. I think Sith Zombie is kind of the key to the Night Sister team, so I'm waiting for her to go free to play in order to farm her. Mother Talzin is going to provide you more Zetas, so there's always that as well. But overall, right now, Emperor Palpatine leads Sith teams, assuming that's the Sith team you're talking about. You're not talking about a Zeta Maul team or something like that. So if you're focusing on Emperor Palpatine teams, that team has a lot of viability, and all it really needs is 1 Zeta, which is the Emperor Palpatine lead. Night Sisters, you could do without any Zetas. You could run a Mother Talzin lead, but as you try to do more and more with the Night Sisters, you'll find that the Zetas become necessary, especially in more of the PvP setting. You'll want like the Mother Talzin unique. You'll want the Asajj Ventress unique. You'll want the Asajj Ventress lead. The DACA lead, the DACA unique is nice, but you can probably do without that one. But they'll require more Zetas in order to make them like really, really hefty. And Sith, you only really need gear, mods, and 1 Zeta on Emperor Palpatine. And it looks like the Emperor Palpatine lead is going to last for a while, if not in Arena, just in other areas of the game. So I would also go Emperor Palpatine Sith.
I ran my old Nihilus lead last week because there's so many wrecks appearing in the arena, and that was fabulous. Nihilus, Savage, Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin, Thrawn. It was brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah.
No critting, just cleared the board.
All right, next question.
But it's always nice to be able to dust off that leadership, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm trying to find a question because I think I missed a question that I know I saw in here.
Damn Finn.
Hold on, let me go back because I have other questions queued. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Ray's side piece. Okay, I knew I missed a question. So Ray's side piece asked a question. Are you guys saving your ally points?
No.
No.
I am.
I don't know why.
Because of the interview with the devs.
What about him?
Okay, so they had an interview, and I think it was Half-Face, right? Or DB, one of them. It wasn't Arnold's video. It was either Half-Face or DB, and I unfortunately can't remember off the top of my head, but it was one of them.
I think.
Yeah,
No,
I think
DB.
it was Half. Was it DB?
I was listening this morning. Yeah, DB.
Okay, so it was on DB official's interview with the devs, and one of the questions was, are they going to introduce a large sim for your Bronziums, for people that have accumulated a lot of ally points? And the response from one of them, and unfortunately, I can't remember if it was Carrie or Top Hat, but the response was that the ally tokens were increased in volume because they wanted to use that as the currency for tournaments. And then once tournaments stopped, the currency still remained for ally points. And their intent was not to have this much volume of ally points being used on Bronziums. So to them, creating a multi-sim was defeating what the initial purpose was for the ally points. So they don't appear to be looking for a large multi-sim. But what they did say was they are trying to find a different use for those ally points. And what they made it sound like was that they are possibly coming out with different packs besides Bronziums that will use ally tokens. And then you could use your ally points in order to get those new packs, which may provide better gear, better chances at the higher gear, stuff like that. I didn't sound like they were going to use exclusive characters or something from those. It just looked like it was going to include more gear that's oriented towards longer time players. So my suggestion would be, if you are at the point where you have like half of your roster at 7 stars and they're all like purple gear, right? So they're at the point where they get protection. Your benefit from the Bronziums may be reduced. So in that case, I would say go ahead and start saving them, because you're not going to get as much out of the Bronziums. I know people are still using it for Shard Shop currency, but you're still getting a lot of Shard Shop now from Galactic War Store, or the Galactic War, because now they basically said we're not adding any new characters. So hopefully you are done with Galactic War, and then once you're done, you're getting you're getting whatever shards from Galactic War completion, plus 3 purchases from Galactic War. So you're going to be able to get a lot of shards from there, plus one of the ones that people don't consider, and I buy it every single time. If you are done with Cantina Store, constantly buy the Cassian U-Wing from the Cantina Store. It is the only one that you purchase with 400 tokens, and you get 5 credits. You get 5 shards of the ship. Every other one, like if you look at the Galactic War Store, you'll spend 400 of the units, but you'll only get 4 ship currency, and that actually ends up being worse than if you buy 5 ship characters. But if you get 5 ships for it, for the same price as 5 characters, your ships are actually better. So I am always buying, no matter what, from the Cantina Store, the purchase of the Cassian U-Wing for Shard Shop currency, because I'm done with the Shard Store, the Cantina Shop. So it depends on where you are in the game as to whether or not you should stop. Rough estimate, I would say probably around 2.3 million GP. If you're somewhere around there, if you're under there, I would say keep on buying from Bronziums. If you're above there, then you may want to save. But that's just my kind of guesstimate based on where your roster would be at that point. Addicts, it's been posted, that Cassian U-Wing thing has been posted like so many times. I think somebody actually reported it as a bug at one point. that the Cassian U-Wing is showing 5 instead of 4. They haven't even changed
Secrets.
it. I know. It's a secret apparently. But somebody actually, I think, posted it as a bug at one point. But they've left it in there, so.
Secrets.
I didn't actually say anything at first. At first, I really didn't say anything about it, but now it's been so long. And
well, now you have, Finn. Thanks for nothing.
Now I have.
That'll do, Pig. That'll do. All right, next question, Finnadoodle.
All right. Next question is from Nathaniel Morgan, and his question is, if I run Thrawn lead Magma in Arena, how far will I fall on defense?
If you do what now?
If you runs a Thrawn lead with Magma Trooper, so it's like an Imperial, an Empire team.
Very long way.
Trooper.
Yeah, you're going to get slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll get dropped down to 200 plus with that team.
Over 9,000?
Just put the word free in front of full, and that should give you an indication.
I mean, if you really want to give people arena wins, there you go.
There you go. That's a great way to do it.
I tried it for 20 minutes.
It was like, I could see
nah.
Mike was watching like the stock market, like, no, I'm dropping.
Yeah.
No!
That can't be done. No, stop.
He's like, swear your daughter, get in here. I need some swears.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's good at that.
Yes.
Actually, she was very good earlier, though. I went downstairs for my iPad. And, yeah. And she was like, who are you talking to? I'm like, YouTube. Oh, nice. I'm like, who are you? And what have you done with my daughter?
Father.
Either that or she's been drinking my liquor. I don't know.
Sorry, I had it backwards. Addicts and Michael D are correcting me. the ships are actually, the 4 ships are better than the 5 characters, but not to the extent that 5 ships are.
Right.
It's by 1 difference that the characters are actually worse.
I always buy ships out of the GW. I don't ever buy characters, so.
Yeah, it's better by 1. Sorry, you get a 19 conversion rate for ships, and you get a 15 conversion rate for characters. The 4 ships ends up being like 1 better. It's like 70, 60, 75.
Yeah, Tuesday nights, once the guild reset happens, I go in there, do my 2 GWs. I'm like, ooh, lots of shard shop currency for me.
Yes, thank you, Michael D. and Addicts. Yes, I had that backwards.
I really struggle to spend it. I don't know why. I'm literally sitting on 50k GW tokens.
Well, that's because you have everything, Mike. Shut up. Nobody likes you.
I don't.
I'm up to. I've kept 26 intentionally in case they dropped a new character, and I'm still debating whether or not to.
They said they're not going to, Finn. I don't know what the.
Yeah, I know,
is.
But part of me still wants to just hold on to it.
That's
they
you
said
have
to burn your bronziums.
Yeah,
you're sick.
It's so hard to. I'm doing the same thing in Cantina Store too. Like I'm buying the Cassian ship, right? But I'm still holding on to 26,000. The only one that I'm not holding on to anything for is Arena because I need the credits. So I just buy straight credits.
I mean, once you get done with the Arena Store, just keep buying credits and keep buying credits.
Warrior, just for reference too, Warrior was saying to buy Prestige until you get a bunch of those as well. But I'm gathering so many as it is right now. I'm almost up to 500. I think he said to get up to like 2,000 if I remember correctly, which I think is a correct number in case they drop a new ship, like a capital ship, and you need to upgrade abilities or something like that, which isn't bad either. I'm just letting it naturally accumulate. I'm spending it on credits because, well, right now I'm remodding my roster. So.
Well, I don't blame you for holding on to them. I mean, yeah, CG is famous for sticking to what they say.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm hoping they're correct, but yeah, it's still the paranoia in me that wants to hold on.
All right, next question.
You know, like the whole, we're going to do this cadence, and, oh, wait a second, we did this, this, and this. We had a cadence?
Yeah. Okay. Next question, which I'll give to you guys, and then I have to do an arena battle because somebody decided to attack me, so I have to kick his ass. Next question is Lunchbox X, and the question is, do you think Treya lead will be arena viable? If so, why? Also, who will be the last 2 on the team outside of the Triumvirate?
Let's go to Mike. Let's give Mike a question. Mike, what do you think?
What do I think about? Sorry, I missed the question.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. I was chatting with Ed about Night Sisters.
It's not Night Sister questions. This is a Treya question.
Okay, yeah. Oh, this is the who other than the other 2.
Right. So we know we're going to be Treya, Nyla, Scion, but is she going to? How viable is she going to be? Is she going to be the leader? Is she going to be part of the team? Definitely going to be part of the team. Let's just be real. She is going to be on that team, and she's going to be disgusting.
Yep.
However, we've been saying that Palpatine lead still was better. What do you think?
The first part of it, I would like knee-jerk reaction or whatever would be Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin, because they're all Sith. Assassin speeds up, and Trooper now auto taunts from the minute he gets going, and he's got retribution, so he's nasty and pretty tanky for a tank. He's very tanky. So those would be the 2 there, and then we're going to play around, aren't we? We'll probably find a way of fitting in Thrawn and GK and giving them all retribution and fracturing or something. I don't know, but yeah, that would be my point of view. I would have, yeah. To be honest, I haven't really looked at her because I'm so far away from unlocking her. It's like when you start to get nearer. I haven't even looked at how much gear she needs yet. I'm guessing that's going to be a lot, and we'll need to start saving for that soon. But there's a long way between unlocking her and what's coming out. I mean, chances are Carbonite Han will kill her by being inactive or something. So I mean, my advice there would be don't panic too much about Treya. Worry more about the fact that Greedo's going to be the most OP tune going or something in the next few
we got boss coming.
months. Yeah, we've got a lot coming, and invariably they're not designed for immediate. I mean, some hit the ground running. A lot of them are kind of like slow burners and then kick in.
Yeah. Grim, any thoughts? I guess not.
Oh, on paper, Treya's leadership, it's after reading through it again while you guys were talking, it sounds decent, but also lackluster for a Sith lead, you know, compared to like EP and I don't know. We'll have to see how she works out once people start unlocking her.
Yeah, I think the EP with Vader, and then you throw those three in there. Have fun winning.
Yeah. Their uniques, I think, are their real key part, the way that they work with each other. So I don't think Treya needs to be in the lead.
No. You throw those three in with the Palp Vader sandwich, and you've got yourself a combo. All right, next question, Finn.
Let's see. Next question is from Eric Estrella, and his question is, I have 3 Zetas ready. Should I go with double Zeta Emperor Palpatine and Scion's unique, or Emperor Palpatine lead and Scion's unique, and a Zeta on Raid Han?
Yes, to the last part.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need the unique on
Definitely Zeta Raid Han, and then save the rest for the Bounty Hunter rework, because Bosk.
Well, if he wants to do Zion in Emperor Palpatine, I don't have a problem if he uses all 3 on those characters, because we still don't know what Boss is going to be. Go with the quantity that you, or the what you have in front of you, not what you could have possibly in the future. Those 3 characters are going to be cash money for you. So I would do EP lead, Scion, and then OG Han, and you've got yourself a nice cake you bake there.
Yeah, my only hesitation is the same thing that I brought up previously. It's a good Zeta, but
you're just a damn hoarder, Finn. Be quiet.
No. You know it's true. It's
hoard.
A good Zeta, but you have to make sure that it gives you a benefit in Arena. If it's not providing you a benefit in Arena, then
there's other places in Arena too besides Arena that
Scion is a 7-star. Unless you have a 7-star Scion, then I have 0.
Wow.
If you don't have a 7-star Scion, then you have to just look at your roster and basically see, is this Zeta going to make a difference in Arena? And if it does, should go for it, because Scion Zeta is a good Zeta.
Yes,
the only downside is it's not available right now, so you're putting a Zeta on a 3-star character that you can't really use in the Sith Raid, you can't really use it in territory battles for the later phases. So it's, like I said, it's a good Zeta. It is one of the better Zetas, especially if you have Nihilus on the team with Emperor Palpatine. It works super well. The only downside is that it's not usable at 3 stars in certain phases, so you're kind of hamstringing yourself a little bit on the uses of that Zeta until Scion becomes free-to-play accessible, which may be a couple months from now. So that's the only thought to put into there, but I agree, it's still a good Zeta. If it helps you with Arena, definitely.
Yes, I know my energy is full. I'm going to use it here in 2 minutes when I get my thing. I'm going to do my 2 ship things. I haven't planned it, you guys. Jesus. OCD, mother.
Just about to say, Vigilant Sentinel has noticed that your energy is full.
Well, I'm sorry that bothers you, but my plan is my plan, and I stick to it. And let's get myself.
Yes, he likes to lose his energy. Leave him alone.
No, it's not losing energy. I use it at 1 o'clock. I get the 45 energy, and then I do Falcon and I do Reaper. Get no shards. Hate myself, and then let it refresh all the way through late that night, and then after 10 o'clock when I get the second of the 2 energy refreshes. Use 50 crystals, farm a certain node for gear, and
you lose energy.
I don't care.
It's not a lot, but
Finn, Christ, I don't have to worry about that. So
I know, I'm just saying you're losing like 1 energy every refresh. It's not me. It's everyone's pointing it out.
I know. That's up for all of you.
All right. Next question. Well, next is just a statement, and I can just address this to everybody. So Vito Anto said, Finity, I'd like your opinion on my mod. Definitely, if you guys want to stop on the Discord,
sure.
As long as I'm not in a meeting or something, we'll definitely discuss your mods and stuff. Obviously, if you want like a full roster review, which I don't think you're looking for based on your other comments, you're just looking just to see if your mods look okay. Just come into the Discord and just tag us and look for GG page. We'll look at it as long as we're not like digital. Full roster reviews take a little bit longer though, so those we try to for the streams and stuff.
We need to get a bot designed for RSGs, so where somebody can come in and hashtag mod signal, and it'll give the mod signal and tag Grande.
I'm so not a fan. I'm using a bot on our guild Discord now in order to help with like the raid timers and stuff. But otherwise, I'm not a big fan of bots in general on Discord. But I know people have asked to put some. Maybe we will, but just in general, it keeps it simpler when it's just you talking to everyone. You can
Ranger,
get spam and stuff.
3 and 2, mate. 3 and 2. Don't do 5s.
Why? It doesn't matter.
I do 4 and 1 actually.
I've tried it all, and I've done it where I've done 3 and 2, nothing. I've done it where I've gotten 5s and got nothing. I've done 3 and 2 where I got 2 or 3. The math just doesn't. It's so random. I just don't care anymore because I've tried. Trust me. I have done both.
I did it 3 and 2.
And
I do 4 and 1.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter. I mean, and I've done 5 where I've gotten 5. So
I only get 5 once I've got them 7-star, and I don't care. You know, it's like, oh, great.
Oh, I know.
Yay. Actually, I do care because it goes in the shard shop, but other than that, it's like, oh.
All right. We have time for one more question, Finn. So make it
All
a
right.
good
So
one.
last question from Scooby. Scooby says, question, I've not focused mods a lot at all.
Oh.
I'm sitting comfy in arena at the moment, and I'm not fussed if I drop. When I get Jedi Training Ray, would it be best to start farming mods about 3 out of 7 days while doing Death Trooper?
No, use the shop.
Warrior had back in the day. Warrior had a plan that he said that worked really well for him for mods, and he would spend the first 10 days of the month, because really 3 weeks is what you need to farm someone out of 16 energy for a character out of Cantina, right? If you're doing less, then maybe you can do one and maybe work on another one. But he would farm mods, and I think the way it worked, he would farm a certain node until he got a speed arrow. Then he would go to the next set, farm until he got a speed arrow, and he would do that at the beginning of each month. You can do 7 to 10 days, but that's how he got all the mods that he had. And then he can go through and filter out and be like, oh, that's a good speed arrow one. It's purple too. Damn it, Jim! I meant to buy that. So I get distracted, but that's a good way to do it. Oh my god, triangle, 4 speed. It's gold. Its first secondary stat is 4 speed. Damn it, Jim!
Oh yeah.
That's a tempting one right there.
I'm gonna buy it. Let's see. I'm gonna get host. Let's see what happens. Let's see. It's a triangle. Let's see what happens. Oh boy, I'm gonna be hating life here in a second. Let's upgrade it. Let's see what happens.
I had a crit chance one go to 19 the other day.
It's a crit chance, so let's upgrade it. Let's see what it does.
To continue along, Scooby, especially with the use of Death Trooper.
I got 19! Woo!
Congrats.
No, he needs to click the buttons first.
So
you did,
especially with the Sith raid and the usefulness of Mr. Death Trooper in there. I would say go straight with Death Trooper for now and buy mods from the store, and then you can go ahead and afterwards you can farm more with mods. But
I'd back that up by saying that ideally you want golds, purples, and maybe blues, because you got the chance of 2 rolls on them. And just, if you can, just get rid. Don't even do, unless they're the speed arrow. Anything else is not showing what the stat. It's not even showing 1 secondary stat. Sell them.
Yeah.
Put them towards your next, 19 secondary speed purchase from the mod store.
See, this is a speed potency plus. It's going to be 30.
Yeah, that's a nice mod, Ranger. I'm sad because that's the mod that's my worst speed secondary right now. Is the triangle. I've been trying to improve
the speed one too. It's a purple. It's got protection, health, and health.
It's a potency
speed arrow.
Oh yeah, speed arrows. I never buy.
Yeah.
I never buy speed arrows because they do come if you farm mods.
And
they
they
come
do.
fairly often, and you don't care about the quality of them as long as they're just 5 with the speed primary. So I never buy the arrows from here.
Yeah. So.
Now I used to buy any of the gray arrows because they're cheaper. So I would buy gray 5 arrows from the mod store.
Speed, you don't really,
Yeah, I wouldn't buy any of the statted ones. It's just extra money for no reason.
I think you're at kind of end game where you're fine tuning the main stat for and the secondaries. Yeah.
Those kind of mods are very late game farms.
Yeah.
All right, I think that does it for this stream. I know there's a lot of other questions, you guys, so if you want, I'll try and gather what I can, but we always have a lot of questions when the new stream starts. So if you guys want to come in the Discord, you can go ahead and ask them, and then we'll answer them there.
Yep. So this is the RSG Lunch stream. If you're listening to this is the RSG. You know what's going on. Make sure you spread the word. We'd like to get to. We're gonna start pushing for subscribers and stuff, guys. We need your help to do that. So if we can get it to 3,100 and just keep pushing the subscriber count, that would be awesome. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us. Make sure you give a thumb up on the video. Spread the word. The more views and the more thumbs up and the more subscribers we get, the more it supports the channel. And that's really what it's all about, to keep us going, right? Is to do that. If you'd like to support us in other ways, you can. We've always got the super chat function, and you can become a sponsor, and we've got support the channel button on the YouTube homepage, which, any donations you like to give just keeps us putting out this great content that you guys enjoy. It helps us pay the bills, keep upgrading our equipment, getting stuff that we can do other fun stuff with you guys. So it's a big help. Remember, tomorrow we'll be doing the lunch stream, and then tomorrow we also will be doing the Wednesday night stream, where we'll break down all the latest and greatest Star Wars Galaxy Hero news and notes and tell you what it all means. The lunch stream will go through the rest of the week. I'm going to do some more Battlefront 2 today. We're going to do some stuff. It'll be later on. Just check. I haven't set a time yet, but we'll do that here in a little bit. But make sure that you do. We've got the store where you can buy all your RSG swag. If you do get some RSG swag, take a photo, come to our Discord, and post a picture. We love seeing the pictures, and we're putting kind of a montage together of all the people that have bought swag and stuff like that. Speaking of Discord, if you have questions and you just like to be part of a great community, come join our Discord. That's what it's there for. You get all your, not just your Galaxy Heroes questions, but any of the games we're playing that you want to do. That's what we're there for. Is that sweary, daughter? God dang it.
No, it's her mental.
Oh no. Oh no. And if you're listening to this afterwards, you can listen to us on YouTube. What? Oh, uh-oh. Someone's in trouble. Let's see what happens. Is Mike about to get a beating? Okay, we didn't hear you.
Let's all listen.
Okay. But if you want to listen to us later on, you can on YouTube. You can go back and watch the chat. It's a really nice function on YouTube. Or if you just want to download us out of the iTunes store, you can. And listen to us as a podcast at your listening pleasure. Whichever way you want to do it when you're listening to this afterwards, that is totally up to you. So, with all that being said, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for the Battlefront stream that'll be on later today. We're going to try to put... me and Vincelli and Finn are going to get together, and we're going to start putting out some funny... We've had a ton of funny clips. Grim can attest to this, of Battlefront 2, and we're going to start putting together little 5 to 7 minute clips of funny moments from Battlefront, because there's been a hilarious one. I had one yesterday where I basically launched Jedi Training Ray like a football over the side of the platform in Kashyyyk. If you've not seen it, anytime we fight on Kashyyyk, Grim, you can attest to this. It is a hoot, man. We just have too much. We're brain damaged, I think. And Grim's not saying anything. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you are. He's joining the brain damage club by not saying.
Yeah. So okay. So but stay tuned for all that. So everyone have a great rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you all, and we will holler at you later. Peace.